Just a real quick update on the hydroponic basement gardening. Cucumbers are doing well. I've got several that we could probably harvest if we want. I tested one out before, just a tiny one. I must say that the taste wasn't all that great. I do wonder if we need to reduce the amount of nutrient mix, go more to a water blend or ripening blend. So that's what I'm going to try next, and then harvest some a little bit farther up on the plant. See if that tastes any better. We're finally starting to get some ripening tomatoes. You can see here we got a couple of pink turning red. This plant that was almost dead has 77 tomatoes on it, which is about twice as much as the one outside. That's the same variety. So the yield is definitely higher, and I ended up clipping it because it was just getting too tall. It could have continued to go. But all in all, I have about 180 tomatoes that I counted yesterday. And this one's doing okay. It's starting to turn a little bit. I actually put a ripening nutrient mix in this one, so I was curious to see what the difference was in between the speed of ripening in this plant and this one, which I haven't changed, and this one actually looks like it's a little bit ahead, so I'm not sure that the ripening mix is worth anything, but we'll see the rest of this week. The squash plant is doing well. If you'll see, the size of that leaf is enormous. I've never seen a squash plant with a leaf that size. So no flowers yet, but it's doing well. The bison tomatoes over here, these are dwarf determinate. They look terrible, and there were a couple of shoots. You're really not supposed to trim these, but there were a couple of shoots that I just had to cut because it looked like it was draining the ability of some of these tomatoes to grow. I had one where the bottom was rotted. It was right next to the stem, and I wonder if some of the humidity maybe have gotten to it. None of the other ones seem to be doing that really, so hopefully that was just a one case. And then I think these are Brandywine or Mortgage Lifter, I can't remember. I almost tore this plant down, and then I found a few small tomatoes on it and decided to keep it. So the bottoms don't look that great. I don't know if you can see that, but I think they're kind of nasty looking tomatoes anyway, so I don't know if it's gonna affect the taste or anything. I've got several medium-sized tomatoes on that plant. It's kind of hard to see. And then over here, the lettuce. This is, I guess, week 3. Lettuce looks really good. I have no complaints on the lettuce. I really haven't done anything but stick these in nutrient mix. I'll probably add some water at some point in the next week, and then we'll finish them out. And then over here, I have spinach. It's not really thriving. It's been in here over a week, but we'll see. I've got some more lettuce and basil and dill down there. It's coming along slowly. Anyway, so overall I'm pretty pleased with everything. I'm just very thankful that I'm starting to see some tomatoes ripen over there because that was a long time coming. I'm a little concerned about the taste of the cucumbers, I'll say. But hopefully I can fix that with the right nutrient mix and time it right. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out for those that are interested in or discouraged by the amount of time that I'm having to evaluate these plants. I think I've got it down to where I only need to check it about every 3 days. The pH level seems to be much more stable than it was at the beginning, and I think that was probably my fault, not the plant's fault. So if you've watched this series of videos, I blamed the plants, not myself, I think, in one or two of them. And I think that it really had to do with a lack of oxygen to the roots, because once I turned the oxygen back on and kept the pH level, it was very stable. So I don't think that it was the plant's fault. I think it was a lack of oxygen, and the roots started to decay, and that's why the pH went up. So I check these every 3 days. The pH is very stable. I have to add water, especially the larger the plants get. They suck about 1/3 of a gallon a day, so you definitely have to add water, every few days. But and then this one, I'm running a test. The one on the left, I am doing the regular, 3 to 4 weeks nutrient change. The one on the right, I'm just adding water, and then when the pH gets down in the 500-600s, I add nutrient mix. So I'm never going to do a full switch out, and that's a whole lot easier to manage. And the tomatoes and the plant, it all looks about the same. So there really hasn't been any magic to fully changing out the nutrient mix. So I thought that was valuable information. Anyway, happy growing. See you next time.